He's not it. Over here, Kenny.
Hi.
Hey everybody, sorry about the delay. Welcome to the first episode of the Gore show, podcast, live show, whatever you guys want to call it.
Yep.
I am Jonathan, and joining is the co-host, the Mary to my Shelley's Frankenstein, Brandon. I don't know how else to describe it. And there is a possible third person coming who is not here.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. He just sent me a message. I'm gonna hold on 1 second. Keep talking. Was that your intro you had?
Okay.
You were supposed to have planned out for this show.
No, things kind of went south when everything was late, and so that kind of went out the window, and I couldn't necessarily not address the elephant in the room.
Jesus.
But anyways, for those of you that are new, welcome. We did do a podcast before called the Gore Keeper Horror Podcast,
Yes.
but we decided to reboot, so to speak, and do a little bit of changes. So if you've listened to the old one before, then welcome back, and hopefully you do like the changes that we are going to be executing. But
Yes.
but anyways, be that as it may, are we getting somebody coming, or?
He's trying. So we're supposed to have our guest Caleb on today. He's having issues. So sorry, this is kind of not how we wanted to start off this reboot. We wanted to start just right in there. So let's do that. Let's just do that. And if Caleb pops in, he pops in. If not, well, the show must go on. Anyway, so today we're talking about Rawhead Rex, which I have recently become to love and obsess over a little bit. I watched it for the first time when it hit Shudder probably 2-3 months ago, and I fell in love with it immediately. I just was like, oh my god, this is everything I've ever wanted to see on film. And I was hoping I'd feel that way again because I rewatched it this morning and to try and keep it fresh in my mind for the show. And I did, man. I loved every second of it. I thought it was so fun. So yeah, I'm actually gonna, before we get to your thoughts, I'm just interested in the movie. I'm gonna play the trailer for the movie. I think that would be something cool to do, right? A little fun feature.
Ooh.
So we're going to hit the trailer right now for those of you who haven't seen the movie. Also, spoiler alert. Obviously, there's going to be spoilers in this podcast. So if you haven't seen Rawhead Rex, probably don't watch the show. Or if you haven't seen it and you don't care, then please join us for the ride. I see a couple of you are in here watching this, so chat it up, man. We want you in the chat, and we will be talking with you. Oh, gotta hit my banner down there. But yeah, feel free to jump in the chat at any time, guys, and we'll try and talk with you while we talk to this movie. I'll hit the trailer right now, and then we'll dive right into Rawhead Rex.
What I saw wasn't human.
Oh my god!
It was very tall. What's more, it saw me. This thing.
Rex.
Yes, Rawhead Rex. Such a great movie, in my opinion. John, let's jump into this a little bit. You saw it yesterday, you said, I believe. And I asked you not to tell me any of your thoughts on it, so I have no idea what you think about this movie. I know a little bit what Caleb thinks, because
just
I
having some technical issues.
Oh, what's going on? Are you good?
Just having some technical issues. Give me a second.
Oh god, he's gone. Okay, well, Rawhead Rex is a Clive Barker movie. This was before Hellraiser. Clive Barker, who directed Hellraiser and wrote Hellraiser, did the screenplay for Rawhead Rex. This was a short story, I believe. I don't think it was a full novel. I think it was a short story. I could be wrong on that. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Rawhead Rex was just a short story. I'm not sure. Excuse me, I've been drinking beer. Anyways, so Clive Barker notoriously hates this movie. He hated, I guess he pointed to some of the acting being bad. I'm going to take my glasses off because glare's bad. So, sorry, Caleb's messaging me now. Our third guest. Oh, I'm going to bring John back in because he's here. Yeah, you're here. You're good. I was just saying,
jeez.
So, I was just saying, that Clive Barker, who did the screenplay for this and wrote the story of Rawhead Rex, notoriously hates this movie. He notably pointed to some of the acting being bad. He said he hated the look of the creature. He wanted to be more phallic, and he called it Rawhead Rex originally to be called because he was supposed to have a face that looked like kind of like raw meat, which clearly he doesn't.
Well,
so first of all,
what
what do you think of the creature design?
Well, my opinion definitely got altered once I did some research on that actual character. Seeing also that it's based on a comic book as well.
Oh, I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yes, and so the comic book creature is extremely more phallic. Has literally like a long blue body, like shafty type body with a big like yellowy orange, basically dickhead with sharp teeth, and it almost looks like an Alex Pardee style drawing, at least the one that I saw.
Oh, okay, cool. I love Alex Pardee.
His, but I should definitely at some point send you a picture of the comic book Rodhead. But and so I absolutely get it. I mean, what it ended up looking like is basically a demonic King Kong, kind of. Professional show, everybody. It's okay.
I was gonna stick my face there. You look at it.
Okay.
Oh, we have Caleb.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, you're live.
Finally.
Hey!
Jesus Christ.
So
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I'm just happy you're here. Anyways, we were just talking about how Clive Barker, who did the screenplay, and as you know, directed Hellraiser and all this stuff. This movie was before Hellraiser. Clive Barker hates this movie. He absolutely hates it.
Does he?
Yes, he cannot stand it. He thinks the acting was shoddy, and he thinks the creature design was horrible. So we were just talking about the creature design and our thoughts on it. Personally, I think he looks goofy as all hell, but I love it for some reason. There's something about it that's just really cool. It's just because he's like 9 feet tall. He's just super built. He's like has these tattered clothes, that big elongated snout. It was just the red eyes. It was everything about it was so cool. He had like a big mullet. This is awesome.
He didn't look
It looked really hokey, but I loved how it looked. I loved how he looked in that movie. I thought he looked badass.
I thought he was great.
See, I disagree.
What about it? Don't you like?
It looks like a man in a goddamn monkey suit in a Halloween costume.
It does, but that's what I love about it. That's what I like about it.
It's charming.
I'm saying, okay, here's the way to put this, and this may end up being sacrilege, but and there'll be a way for me to back this up later on when we talk about some other things. But I think this is one of the few cases where I think CGI would be an improvement in this case.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I would hate that.
That's a hot take there,
Not-
buddy.
That is a hot take. Actually, yeah, because
If you see the character design, especially if there was ever an adaptation that was faithful to the comic book that it was based on, it would be, you could see that being an amazing CGI creature, even way more than practical. Especially if you're wanting to do like a pure source material type of adaptation.
what do you think, chat? We got some people in the stream here, and we got no chatters yet, though. Everyone's being shy. What do you guys think about the... What do you guys think about the creature design of Rawhead Rex? I want to know. Anyways, so, did you guys know Peter Mayhew was originally supposed to play Rawhead Rex, but the fee was too high? Like, he was asking too much money?
Well, that would make sense. I mean, both him
It's
playing
fucking
it and
Peter Mayhew. No one
But
even knows him. They just know he played Chewbacca. And it's not like he had to do any acting.
That's the
All he had to
reason
do
they
was run around like
probably
an
asked
idiot.
him. That's the reason they asked him, was because he played Chewbacca.
Well,
To be honest, I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who the hell that was.
That's my point.
But-
And no one would even know because since you're in a costume, I mean, who cares who's in the costume? You know,
Yeah, no
you're
kidding.
just doing this for half the movie. It's just shaking your head around. So, I mean, that's all Rawhead does is do this. And Peter Mayhew was charging too much. He was asking too much money to do this film, so they had to
Jesus
turn to
Christ.
some 19-year-old kid
Now
who's
keep
never
in
done
mind,
anything else after this or before.
we don't know how small the budget was and what the asking price was. It could very well be like Peter Mayhew wanted $25 and they said we only got 12. Like, we don't know.
I was reading a little
Some
bit
parts
about
of the movie looked like it could have been 12.
what I thought the special effects are pretty good in this.
I did like the practical effects.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, so
Me too.
I liked
me
it.
Too. There was nothing kind of over the top, really. Like, it wasn't. I
Mhm.
mean, there's lots of like scratches and bites and stuff, but I mean, it's not like you see people's guts flying out or anything like that. So it's nothing like.
that's kind of what I was that's kind of what I was expecting when I was watching it. So like, maybe I kind of hyped it up for myself a little more than I should have. But I was expecting a lot more crazy blood and gore and like. I
Just a
was
lot
kind of
flesh
like
eating.
almost kind of expecting like Hatchet type of practical effects and gore. Maybe not
Yeah.
that like extreme, but closer, I guess. But maybe I just kind of hyped myself up a little more than I should have for it. But
That's probably my fault because I told you how much I loved it.
Well,
it's all right.
this all ties too much of a bow for me to just like not do it. I think I should just make this point, and there is some validation to this. I've always had the theory about movie remakes that they should be done not for things that are beloved and perfect the way they are, but something where there was a germ of a good idea, but something went south. Either production, budget, directing issues, acting issues, what have you.
I could see why you would think that, yeah.
I would absolutely
Can see that.
contend that this movie is ripe to do a remake.
Oh, absolutely, and I
And-
Yeah.
100% on board for it.
But here's the thing. There is a great shot that this is happening, actually.
Oh, really? How so? Explain
Right now,
yourself.
okay, well, what it sounds like is the plan is they are currently working on the script to reboot Hellraiser,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And it sounds like he has made it known that after Hellraiser, he wants to do Rawhead Rex after that.
Clive Barker said that,
Yes.
and he would direct it.
I think that's what he's considering.
Ooh,
Hmm.
that
Yeah, I
would-
saw that,
Interesting.
that he's especially because of the character design issues that bugs him so much that he would like some redemption on that.
See,
I would be down for a remake.
I would too, but I love the look of Rawhead Rex so much.
I do too. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
As excited I am about a potential reboot of it or remake or whatever you want to call it, I would be really sad to see the old Rawhead Rex design be scrapped because, I mean, the one thing this movie gets ripped on a lot for is that Rawhead Rex looks stupid. That's like the biggest thing. Everybody directs at it. Everyone always says Rawhead Rex looks ridiculous, like he's just dumb. And for me, I don't feel that way. Like, I feel he looks like a total badass, and he's next to Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gill Man. Rawhead Rex is probably my second favorite creature design of all time, to be honest.
I can see why people don't like it. Like, it does look really hokey, and like it just looks like a man in a fucking rubber suit. But at the same time, that's what I like. That's kind of what I like about it. Yeah. I kind of like that it's got that 80s cheesy kind of look, whatever, you know. And I fucking love it. I love it. I love how he looks in this movie.
I do too.
To give it some credit, there is two things about Rawhead Rex design that I will not shit on. I did like that initial scene with opening his mouth and you had the lines of saliva between the teeth. That can't be executed with just a Halloween costume. Second of all, that time with when he was roaring and you saw the air and breath like come shooting out of his mouth. Yes, that too. You can't do that with it, and so I will give it credit for those things. Other than that, I kind of tend to side with the camp of dumb.
Well, either way, when this comes to theaters, I'm going to be sitting there screaming.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I had to get that clip in there because I love it so much.
Okay. Just on my end, I was like, what? Did I just see that?
Yeah. I loaded that into the stream because I that part was so good. What you got? So that guy who's doing that, his name's Declan in this movie. He's such an asshole. Like the whole time.
Yeah.
He's just the biggest piece of shit. And like, like even before he gets like possessed or whatever, or like falls in love with Rawhead or whatever. Yeah. Like he's just kind of a dick, like right away. And like you wouldn't think that because he's like a priest character or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Like he's like a church member, so like he's like the leader of a church, you know. And so, but he just when David Dukes, the main actor in this movie, I think his name's Howard in this movie, but I'm gonna call him David Dukes because much respect to David Dukes. I thought
not related to not connected to KKK David Duke. Just to be clear for everybody.
Yes, no, the actor David Dukes,
not the Grand Wizard.
No, I thought David Dukes did an awesome job in this movie, and I loved every scene that David Dukes had with the character Declan. Because it was just like the most you're a piece of shit. No, you're a piece of shit. Like confrontations as ever. You know, they just hate each other so much, and it was so fun to watch on screen. Their little arguments and their fights they had, and like that moment of the movie where David Dukes is taking pictures of Rawhead's stained glass window or whatever. And he just fucking drops the camera, he steps on it and smashes it and goes, "Get the fuck out of here." It's like, yes. The way he delivers his lines every single time was solid gold. And I mean, I think Declan was on, besides Rawhead, I think Declan was my favorite character, just because he was so over the top the entire time. Like, he was acting his ass off, probably more than anybody in this movie, just giving every ounce of crazy he had in his body to this movie. And then I want to point out the scene where he gets baptized by Rawhead Rex.
Oh, yeah. That shit made me laugh. I think the first time watching that, it looked like he was pissing on him.
Right? Is that... That's
because, I mean,
pissing on him.
It was at that height, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it just looked like blue piss.
Yeah.
Like Rawhead was just fucking pissed on it. I missed that the first time watching the movie. I didn't see it, so when I saw it, just watching it like a little bit ago, I started just laughing because I was like, I don't know, I just thought it was hilarious. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he's fucking pissing on him.
And it's
I-
weird because Rawhead doesn't do it to anybody else in the whole movie. Just Declan.
No.
But he
Yep.
takes, I mean, he takes like control or whatever over two other people at least in this movie. But Declan's the only one he pisses on, and it's just so
Right.
random that it was thrown in there. It feels like it was an afterthought. Like there's like, let's have Rawhead Rex piss on somebody. Okay. How about Declan? Like it felt like there was no real purpose to it, but I still loved that scene. I thought it was just, it made an already crazy movie like bump up a notch. You know?
I get what
Yeah,
you're saying,
and
yeah.
the only sort of thing I could see also this movie improving upon as well is leaning a little bit more into the metaphors that it was trying to convey. I think they kind of went about halfway as they could. I mean, in terms of the religious overtones, and then on top of it, the sexual overtones that's based on Rawhead Rex of him basically him taking out horny sinners, I guess. That, I mean, because in terms of that, it was just a lot of making out rather than necessarily gratuitous sex. Like, I mean, yes, there's quite a few makeout scenes, but nobody that would necessarily rank high on the old horniness meter, like what we had on our old podcast.
No. Oh, the horniness meter is staying with this podcast. That's for sure. That's being carried over.
But okay, well, there is a nomination for this movie, but it's pretty dang low on the list.
It's got to be Andy, right?
I was
that lost
thinking,
his hand?
I'm spacing on the name. I'm spacing on their name, but it's the couple that had the balls to make out while there's a kid in the room. Like, usually,
Yeah,
in
that's
that
Andy.
situation-
Yeah.
Andy.
Right. Okay. Because speaking of myself,
That guy was an asshole.
He was a total
I'd
asshole.
kind of be like, I'd absolutely be like, can either wait till the kids are gone or tell the kid to like get out, like whatever.
Well,
But
and
the
then
kid's
and
just
then
playing with an airplane.
Yeah, they're just like, you little fuck. It's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
for no reason. I mean, the kid's just sitting there watching some war movie, and his older brother, and some girl are trying to make out, and the kid's not really doing. I mean, he's playing the entire time, and they're still making out, being fine. But then he grabs an airplane, and just going, and not even like obnoxiously, he's just doing it, and all of a sudden he's like, you little fuck. You better, I'll kill you.
He just wants.
pig.
It's
It's like, why?
it's just because he wants to scare the kid. Boink, I'm guessing. He's got a bad case of blue balls.
Yeah, so I was actually gonna mention that to you, the Andy character, where he ranked on our horniness meter. I think
Pretty.
I mean, it's low, but it's high enough to be that the fact that he went out in the woods at night after. I mean, I'm assuming they know about the murders because it's a small town. I mean, the sign town, or the town sign said 217 people live there. So, I mean, they've got to know about the murders or something's going on. And he had the balls to be like, no, let's go in the forest. Fuck. and she's just like, she was not about it. She was like, no, I want to just go back in the trailer with that annoying kid, just please. And he was like, no, I'll keep you warm. And he wouldn't stop. And it was kind of like, it's kind of like not okay in like the Me Too movement, days, like for him to be doing that shit. I mean, if that shit would fly now, I mean, he was borderline trying to rape her, even though they're dating, but it was still like he was just so at it.
She wanted to have like a serious talk with him. He's like, no, let's go on a walk into the woods and fuck, basically.
Yeah.
Like that dude's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, screw that guy.
He sucked.
But see, that's gonna.
Yeah, I did.
But see, that's exactly how you lean into that. At least I think that's where it would work perfectly for a movie nowadays, is because in these movies, especially if you have an awesome creature the second thing that you're going to do, if you're going to make the creature be the badass thing, you need to lean in as hard as you can as making everybody that he kills be the most reprehensible fuckers you ever met, so that you get a charge yourself when you see them getting taken down. So if you have them lean in even more and at least give the illusion in this, make this movie a hard R and give the illusion that he's actually going to rape her in the woods, have frickin' Rawhead Rex show up, and that would get the crowd fully invested in something happening to that guy.
Well, see, that's what you gotta do, right? I mean, you either gotta make, in the movie, you either have to root for the villain, or you have to root for the victims. And if you can't do either, then your movie has
And in this
failed.
case, I think it's, you have to root for Rawhead to take these fuckers out. Either the
You kind of do.
the
I mean,
pious religious people that are way too far on this side, and the overly aggressive, horny assholes on this side, you have them just take them all out, and so then you're like, awesome. And then from there, that if people are fully invested behind that character going off on these guys, you can take the gore and the kills and the decapitation as far as you want to take it, because people are going to be like, good.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anybody that goes, aw. You're just going to be happy that these guys finally got theirs.
I think the only really awe moment we had in this whole movie was when Robbie died, David Dukes' son.
Well, yeah.
And I want to talk about that scene a little bit, because so his daughter Minty had to take a piss, and they were like in the middle of nowhere, kind of. They were just outside of town. They didn't want to turn around, so they go out to this field, and it's like a gated off field, right? There's this iron gate or whatever, and they go into the iron gate with ease, right? No issues. Like, they just slide right in, and they're good to go, and she goes off and goes pee. When they're off doing that, taking her to go pee, that's when Rawhead Rex comes to their car, and he rips Robbie out of the car and kills him. And David Dukes kind of sees Rawhead before the attack, or kind of when it's happening. He runs up to that gate, and he's standing there like, oh!
I know, I noticed that. That's what I thought too, is like, why the fuck did you stop? You could have went over there and at least tried to save your son. The whole time you're just fucking standing there at the gate. I kind of had a problem with that too. I was like, why just stand there and watch your son about to die? He wasn't dying yet. He was just,
He was being attacked.
Yeah, you kind of have to go for the... I think they were just trying to go for the visual of it. That's something that you need to kind of make it clear.
Oh, you're glitching out. Hold on.
Sense. Oh,
You're
without
good
it
now.
making any sense, it kind of... Okay, it kind of reminded me of that... spacing on his name, but the Death in the Walking Dead, where that Glenn and that one guy got trapped in the revolving door.
Oh, that was such a good
You need to have
scene.
a situation like that. You have to have it clear that there is no way for the dad to get out instead of just stopping at it. So I do agree with that. So if there was some way of like, I don't know how the heck you do it if you get in but you can't get out. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, and that's a small nitpick. I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm a dad, so I feel like if I was in that position, I would have. If I couldn't get out that gate, I would either try to climb over it as fast as I could, or some instinct would kick in that you just. I mean, you do anything and you'd be there. But he just stops. No.
Or you distract them.
And then after Robbie's taken out of the car, then he decides, okay, I'll slip through now. Like, the door was open. He was just holding the door. It's like, it's open, man. Go around. Like, what are you doing?
I thought that same exact thing watching it. I was like, why are you just standing there not doing anything, just fucking screaming when you could be going through to help your son? Like, what the hell? I don't know, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's
just a little
small thing, but it did bug me. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. There are things I don't like about it. There's not very much. Like I said at the top of this podcast, like I'm kind of obsessed with it lately. I I talk about it in a lot of my horror groups like all the time. Like, is there Rawhead Rex figurines out there? Can someone make me? You know, like, and I bought Rawhead Rex on VHS now, so I had to get it because I love it so much. So it's hard for me to give any negatives at this movie, and I know it's generally looked at as a bad movie and kind of a stinker, but I really just enjoyed it. Like, I like I said, I love the look of Rawhead Rex. I thought David Dukes was really phenomenal in his role. I thought and Declan was super entertaining. I loved the Irish small town setting. I thought that was really cool, and I haven't think I've ever seen another movie do that, but just the whole setting of it was really cool, and like
Leprechaun.
That was in America.
Yeah, close
It's on an
enough.
Irish farmer's farm. He was Irish, but he was in America.
What place does this movie take place in, Rawhead
Ireland.
Rex? Oh, okay, Ireland. Okay.
Yep. And David
Yeah.
Duke's character
Yeah.
is. Oh, we should probably talk about the movie a little bit, huh? So David
No.
Dukes is a writer. He's going around writing about these like these really old churches and stuff, and because he knows that some of them have been built upon remnants of other things, like even pre-Roman dates and stuff like that. You know, before Christ and all this stuff. Like they were sites of something even before Christ. So he kind of goes around and he's really kind of taken something. You know, something is up with this one particularly. And Rawhead Rex gets summoned because some farmer trying to clear out his field, and there's a big statue in the middle of it. And he tries to take it down, and that when he takes it down, that pillar that was in the ground was what was pinning Rawhead Rex to the earth, and he couldn't get out. But once the pillar fell over and they were loosening it up, Rawhead Rex gets resurrected, and chaos ensues. That's basically the summary of the movie. Is Rawhead Rex is after this whole town, and there are multiple like kind of like moments that could have been the climax. Like there was the whole trailer park massacre, which was awesome. Like there's just chaos everywhere and bodies being thrown around. Rawhead Rex is dominating. You had the police scene where Rawhead Rex is at the church, and Declan gets pissed on, and Coots is there, and he's calling the cops, and then one of the cops, the main cop, I forget his name, but the redheaded detective guy who smokes cigars all the time,
Yep.
he kind of becomes possessed by Rawhead
Right.
Rex too.
Right.
So he starts to fire and blows up all the police cars, which was another awesome scene and looked so cool.
That was pretty cool. I did like that.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
thought that was pretty sweet.
Okay, so I'm talking about all these
See,
positives.
that's the.
What are some negatives about this movie? Because like John, give your overall thoughts on this movie. You guys know what I think, and then we'll move on to Caleb and give his overall thoughts, whether he liked it or not. Let's do that.
Okay. Well, first I'll say that Pillar absolutely hammered home the thing about him being like a fat. It looked basically like a dick falling over that resurrected Rawhead Rex.
Yeah.
A dick fell, up came Rawhead. I think the thing that this movie did suffer from is since it didn't lean too hard on anything, there wasn't necessarily a clear motivation for Rawhead Rex. Like it was basically. He's here to kill a bunch of people for
Because he's the devil.
No, he's not.
Oh wait, no. There's a line I want to
No,
refer
he's not.
to.
The whole.
There's a line. Hold on one second. I really like this line. It's when Declan is talking to David Dukes in the church, and David Dukes says Rawhead Rex is the devil. Don't you believe in the devil? And then David Duke says, "No, I don't believe in the devil, but something started the rumor," and that would be Rawhead. I loved that line. I thought it was so good.
Yes, it definitely was a line. But what they've basically pieced together is that he's a is the explanation, at least when you're getting through source material, is that he's absolutely technically an evil archangel, an evil pagan god, and that's the reason that he's not necessarily in hell, and he's so close to the frickin' surface is because he was casted out, he's pinned under, but he's not he's not a creature of hell. He's stuck right below the dam. He's stuck right below the surface. But I'm saying that that necessarily the character motivation isn't necessarily there, except for him just being evil. That's what I'm saying. It would be pros of, again, doing a remake is that you can lean in way more into character motivation as well, instead of just it being, in some aspects, mindless creature feature slasher.
I almost kind of like
there is a little bit of
there was
that,
no
I would
motivation
say.
just because, but Rawhead Rex was chaos in like physical form. It was just evil in physical form. Like Michael Myers had no motivation, and he's one of the greatest horror movie villains of all time, if not the greatest. And there was no real motivation for him. The only reason he went after Laurie Strode is because she dropped off a key at his house. And that's
He was he's like one of the first she was one of the first people that he saw and kind of had like an encounter with after he escaped the mental institution or whatever. And he's like, that's the chick I'm gonna fucking kill just because, you know, he doesn't really have any rhyme or reason to the things that he does other than just being pure evil. And that's kind of how I thought about Rawhead Rex too. Like he is just pure chaos.
Him and Michael Myers are bros in real life.
Rawhead Rex would probably rip Myers to shreds. As much as I love Michael Myers, Rawhead Rex would rip him in half.
Against Rawhead.
No, he would not.
Start him on fire and then there's a handoff or something.
Wait.
Yep.
So is that what you guys are calling for? Fuck Freddy versus Jason, Rawhead versus Michael Myers?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Dude, I would so watch that movie just because it comes so out of left field. Like one of the most ridiculous horror movie characters versus one of the most iconic would be so weird and just so unpredicted. It'd be amazing.
I'd watch
to
it.
Actually watch.
I'd watch it. Hell yeah.
I'd watch it for sure.
Or if you want to keep it, in the same universe, Rawhead versus Pinhead, Battle of the Heads.
Yeah.
Rawhead versus Victor Crowley. That would be sweet. That would be badass.
That would be the ultimate showdown. Just two hunky boys. Throw Gorman in there too.
My hunky boys. Hell yeah, dude.
Let's have a triple threat.
Triple threat.
Gorman,
yes, dude. Hell yeah.
And Rawhead. That would be an awesome movie. And it'd be the cheesiest movie of all time, too.
Imagine how much blood and gore and guts and kills would be in that movie. That would be probably the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, and Psycho Gorman would win, for sure, because he can inside out with his mind.
No shit, dude. I love Psycho Gorman. We should do a podcast about that movie sometime.
Dude, we should. That would be fun to do.
John, have you seen Psycho Gorman?
Look at his face right now. He's frozen.
What?
It's ridiculous.
He is.
He's like this.
Oh. I don't know.
You froze for
Oh,
a little
shit.
bit on a really ridiculous face.
You did.
John, have you seen Psycho Gorman yet?
Well, what am I going to do? No.
You haven't? Oh.
You should. It's a fun movie. It's a blast, and it's hilarious.
Dude,
I watched it 3 times, and I was cracking up every time watching it, dude. It's so good.
I literally, when I watched Psycho Gorman, I smiled the entire time.
Me too.
Look on my face. I was just like, I just took it in. It's like, it was like Hatchet meets the Power Rangers.
Yep.
E.T., you know? And it was
It was fucking crazy.
It was just insane, man. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do that one at some point. I would definitely be down to watch Psycho Gorman again. I've only seen it once, but I would definitely watch it again and again and again because it was so fun. But we're here to talk about Rawhead Rex. So Caleb, John gave his thoughts. I gave my thoughts. Overall, what are your overall thoughts on this movie?
my overall thoughts, I guess. I mean, like I said, I liked how he looked. Um, I like the practical effects in it. You know, the kills were cool, but I don't think I liked it as much as you did. Honestly,
I don't think
I did
anybody
find
does.
myself. I kind of found myself at certain parts like I feel like I was about to fall asleep. I felt just not because it was like I don't know. I just wasn't too interested in it. I guess I just
Okay.
felt like it was kind of slow and boring at points. I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie. I didn't think it was like bad or anything, but I thought it was okay. Other than like the practical effects and Rawhead and how he looked. I don't know. It wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be to me.
Yeah. And I blame
But
myself for that. I really honestly just should have told you, hey man, you should watch Rawhead Rex sometime. It was okay. And then you probably would have been like, dude, it was fucking great. And I'd been like, I know, right?
maybe, yeah, possibly.
I
But-
feel
You
like that's what would have
front-bottomed
happened. I did. I front bottomed it. I fucking talked it up too much, and then you didn't love it. I think that's what happened. I really do. I believe that in my heart of hearts. Like, but I can't. Help
I
it.
think
Like,
so.
I really loved it. For those of you watching, I see some of you still in the live that are watching. So thank you for watching, for sure. We appreciate you being here. But you can follow me on Letterboxd at Gorekeeper, just Gorekeeper. You can see my name down there without the YT there. Just Gorekeeper.
You forgot the last segment, man.
We're not done with that. We're not done with the show. I'm just plugging my Letterboxd because we're doing ratings now. Yeah, on my Letterboxd, you can follow me there. I only document the horror movies I've seen, so it's all horror movies. I have about almost 400, or a little over 400 now. So if you want to check out my reviews for stuff like that, that's not on this channel. You can do that there. But I gave this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. What did you guys give it? Or should we do buy or die?
Well, on my letterbox, you can
Guys,
follow me
my phone is
at
acting really
John.
fucked up.
I do more than just.
Uh-oh,
Okay.
we're losing Caleb.
My phone. Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I thought my phone shit out on me because it just went completely black and went silent, and my phone is hot right now. I think my phone is, yeah, and it's used almost 40% of my battery already. So
Oh, jeez. Well,
I'll stay on for long as. Okay, I'll stay on long for as long as I can.
Okay. Well, if we lose
Sorry,
you,
I had a
thanks
heart
for
attack.
coming on the show. It's good to finally have you on. So
Alright.
let's get
That's
your
good.
thoughts on it quick, Caleb. So what would you rate it out of 5 stars?
Anyways,
And would you buy it, or would you rather avoid it at all
Who is this
costs?
fool talking over me, John? John's frozen again. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
Um,
keep talking.
I would probably give it. I'd probably give it a 3.
3? Okay.
3 out of 5.
A strong
Yeah.
3 or a soft 3?
To me, a soft 3.
Oh no. that makes
Soft
me
3
sad.
for me. Either strong 3 or a very weak 3.5. But
I'll take that.
I would just say 3. I'll just say
Okay.
3.
Alright.
But
I'll take that.
like I said, I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was super great. So I'd say about 3 is fair.
That is fair. That's what I originally had it rated, actually, was 3 until I watched it again today. And today I ended up loving it more than I did the first time I watched it. So then I bumped up my rating a star. Like, yeah, you know what? I really do love this movie. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. So I retroactively corrected my review after I watched it again. I was like, yeah, it's better than I remember it even being. And I loved it the first time. So I get what you're saying. A 3 is it's probably realistically more of a 3 than a 4. But just personally, it hit me in all the right spots, and I was like, "Yeah, this is a 4 out of 5 star movie."
Yeah, that's all right.
John, what are your ratings? You froze up before we got to get to your rating.
Look at his face again. I was just frozen at the dumbest parts.
You there?
I probably have to give it a 2.5.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh wow! I thought you liked it more than I did.
Oh, you party pooper. You just
What?
don't like the look of Rawhead
Okay.
Rex.
Okay. There's a few things, but here's the point that I will end up saying. It is a serviceable slasher flick. I would end up saying it's not scraping of the barrel. Running out of slasher flicks to watch, you can absolutely do worse. But in my opinion,
I didn't.
you sure as
To me, I didn't look. I didn't look at it as a slasher.
I even liked
No, me neither.
more than this one.
I thought it was more of a creature feature type,
Yeah. I thought it more...
not paranormal movie, but kind of like a creature feature / supernatural type thing. I didn't think it was a slasher, but
Yeah, I also wouldn't classify it as a slasher by any means.
because slashers are usually more like kind of like
Humans. They're humans.
humanish, yeah. Like like Jason, like he's
Well, yeah.
human / dead, but
He's an undead
I don't know.
human, so he still falls under the class. And Freddy
And
was
Freddy,
human, so I mean,
yeah.
he's still a slasher in that regard. And there are certain tropes to slasher films that this one didn't have the tropes of, you know?
hmm
Like there wasn't a final girl or anything like that.
Went after horny people a little bit. A lot of
Not really.
I-
Just the one, just Andy.
oh. The other big reason it got knocked down was I thought the ending was pretty weak as well. What ultimately
Oh, for sure.
resolves the story.
Yeah, that's what knocked the star for me, is because, okay, so David Dukes has been doing all this research on how to kill Rawhead Rex, right? Because he wants to avenge his son and end this forever. He feels like it's his responsibility to end this. So he does all this research about the church, finds out there's something in the altar from Coots, the priest or whatever. So he grabs that thing, he sees it in the stained glass window, you hold it up like this, and that's what killed Rawhead in the first place, or at least put him down for the time being, right? So he knows that. At no point in this movie does he discuss this with his wife. But his wife is the one who ends up grabbing that item,
Yeah.
and then holding it up. Like, how in the hell would she know
I
that
realized-
is and what to do with it? You
I
know?
realized that too, actually. I was like, at that part didn't make any sense to me either.
No.
I was like, why does she have this? Because she had really nothing to do with, like, trying to destroy Rawhead Rex or whatever, and just, like,
No.
she had no reason to be holding that fucking thing to, kill him or whatever.
No. She
I
had no business doing that.
agree. No.
And that was the one use that they use of like CGI, if you want to call it that, or computer effects, and they looked like shit. Like,
And yeah, imagine if they used CGI in this movie for Rawhead Rex. That would look awful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it was better for him to be in that suit, even though that didn't look great, but it beats CGI for sure for that time.
Yeah. So, it's come time. I can't talk. It's time to come
Me
to our
either.
closing arguments. So we did our ratings. We went around the ratings, but the ratings don't always collaborate what we think of. Do we recommend this movie? So, for recommendations, would you buy this movie or rather die? I say buy. I recommend it.
Well, I did buy it already. I have the steel book. So, I know I thought it was alright, and it wasn't super good, but I like just owning it. And the steelbook, the art on it looks really fucking cool.
It does.
And I just like collecting steelbooks, so I'm glad that I have it in my collection, even though it's not a personal favorite of mine. I'm glad that I own it at least.
John, your thoughts? Buy or die?
This dude's dying.
He is dying. He's
Look at his face.
I guess I'll
Trying to
need
be
to die on
sexy.
this one because unless there's a remake, I don't necessarily see a reason for it to need to see it again.
So you wouldn't recommend it to anybody?
If there's nothing else to watch, there's absolutely worse, but not necessarily.
Oh man. John, are you still up to date? Are you still like doing your letterboxd?
I haven't in a while, but I do have it.
You should rate Rawhead Rex on that.
Holy shit.
And since the podcast is back up, you're gonna have to start your letterbox back up. And I think you're on a delay because every time I ask the question, you're like, it's a solid like 6 seconds until you answer.
Mm-hmm. Like right now.
Well, I don't know. I guess and then it's probably a solid 6 seconds until I hear you reply back.
Probably. Next time you need to use your laptop. Find a laptop charger and use it. God damn it.
What are you using for it, John?
Yeah.
He's using his phone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Same. I'm not having
your
any
phone's
issues
actually-
on my side, right?
Yeah, you're not being delayed or glitching or anything, but John's like glitching out but his Wi-Fi sucks at his house too. I've been there. It's awful. So
no, I got an extender, but there's still a need to update my Safari.
oh man, Declan rocks. All right.
Oh shit, that was funny.
All right. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you those who tuned in. That was. Oh, John's gone.
No.
He's exiting
I think
right
we
away.
pissed him off. That never gets old. I love it.
Dude, it doesn't. You know what? For future like episodes, I might just keep that in and just throw it in.
You
there.
totally should. Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's my favorite clip.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
I do like that.
So yeah, it's great. So thank you, Caleb, for joining us.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Rawhead Rex, movie that I love that you didn't love so much, but I'm glad
all
you
good.
watched it at least.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. If you're into this if you're into these kind of movies, at least it's fun.
Yeah.
So you can follow me on Twitter at YTGorekeeper. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Rotten Gore podcast has its own Facebook page now, so just type in Rotten Gore as it's shown on the bottom screen right there. There's a little ticker and you can see it. So go follow that page. The next episode, I don't know when it will be, but it should be coming soonish, like in the next week or two. But Mr. Tony of the Dead will be on. I'm really excited to have him on, and we haven't decided what movie we're doing yet. There's 2 we're leaning towards, but I don't want to give it away. So tune in for the next episode. So please subscribe and wait for the next episode. It'll be Mr. Tony the Dad. John will be there, of course. Caleb, thank you so much for being on.
No problem, man. Oh yeah.
But I will let you go since your phone is burning up, and we will end the show.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. One more time for the back. All right, guys.
Oh,
Thank
fuck
you.
yeah.
See ya.
Peace out.